Telemetry indicates this footage in.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is a query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets.
You've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... at 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates this footage in.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is a query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets.
You've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... at 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates this footage in.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is a query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets.
You've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
And we're live.
Morning everybody, welcome back once again for another Division A EU MRBC match. This is the final match for Division A to decide who has second place and who has other places in the league. So tonight we have a fight between White Death Mercenary Company, with a long history, originally based out of Finland, and Phoenix Legion, originally a German unit, who've taken on this season extra pilots from Antares Scorpions.
So
I'm joined by Dan Airwalker as my primary caster, so say hi to everyone.
So, as usually, we're going to do show the recordings of the other game. It's this time going to be JGX versus Eon. So I guess let's just jump straight to it. So I am switching to the video. Are you ready? Let's go.
Sure.
So drop first. Rehabilitizes. As usually, everybody just goes to the middle and gets ready to fight. Buer has taken a strike to his face, but overall he's fine. JGX moving up.
One thing I noticed here is that Eon have taken a different position to what they did against Phoenix Legion, where they were caught out and moved out of position.
So yeah, usually teams who prefer to be pushed sets up behind that hill. That's just what Eon did at this time, and JGX just rolling on the top of that platform and just goes straight into Eon right now. So fighting kicks off, RT Cheetah getting focused first, and he goes down very fast. JGX focusing.
Yeah, I don't know if using him as a tip of spear was a great idea.
Usually you want to use Wolfhound or Assassin, for example. So Colonial Unit Huntsman goes down, Tsiku goes down on his crab, counters 2-2.
Extreme Alex and Nova.
Extreme Alex goes down, so medium's going pretty fast down for JGX. But they have still relatively intact Bushwalker, which is getting focused right now. So it's 3-5, but we have Arctic Wolf flagged, and apparently the red on his Wolfhound is also selected, it seems. Which is strange, usually I want to go for the upper side of Wolfhound. 2 kills goes for JGX, but the red takes another frag back, so again and Dario seems to go down from the back, 5 burn from the red, and only 5 starter left from JGX. So
both teams getting bonus, but still a very short, vicious engagement. I don't know if keeping those 3 mechs back until the end really did them that much good. When you consider how much more Eon were able to share armor.
Well, yeah, to the end of the league we just kind of figure out that after you take down mediums you want to focus down on machine gun lights like instantly. Like don't care about those Wolfhounds, don't care about assassins, because machine gun lights are the primary target after mediums. So in terms of damage, again, nobody is really outstanding, from like 100 to 300 almost everybody aside from RT Cheetah, who died very fast.
And Colonel O'Neill, who,
as
I said, got focused very quickly in the huntsman as well.
Side. So, yep. Moving on to the second drop, Eon as usually set up that position with like Dragon and Niger on top, but we have lights from JGX coming from their flank, while the rest of the team is just pushing straight through the middle onto Eon lines. So here goes these lights, and they of course gonna go straight for arm on the dragon, which is, to be honest, not the easiest target, because it has enough armor to tank for quite a while. And Extreme Alex,
and especially if the pilot knows how to twist.
And Extreme Alex very hurt on his Nova. One Mislings goes down, and only now they critted out Colonial O'Neill's hand. Tsiku gets left behind by the team, and crazy fight just goes on the place where this Niger and Dragon are standing right before that. I want to point out that Jigix using mostly like SRMs. Oh, also I forgot to mention.
Except for using
Yeah, and Data
Novas.
on his Niger had 80 Ms. By the way, he's just standing over there on the back, but he can't find any like corners to shoot at the Ion Synergy. On now he is able to deal Alpha Strike on Flanking Cat, but he goes down to another back. And as you can see right now, Ion Synergy winning just by a very little bit, but that Niger is useless and is getting focused by Mislings in close range. Bushwalker gets focused by two other mechs. And Colonial O'Neill on his Dragon, as you can see on the minimap, is on the far side going for... I don't know, he's not going even for Kappa because Kappa is already in the Ion's Synergy possession. And again, see those machine gun lights left to the end, and they're just gonna tear this mess apart.
Like, notice how long Barrea managed to keep himself alive there just by twisting and leg shielding like crazy.
And that Hunchback 2C got his LBXs critted out by those machine guns, of course. So nothing much he can do. Yes, he has like heavy medium laser, but it's not gonna do anything. So again, 5 mechs down. GGX get the bonus, but unfortunately they lost this fight to Ion.
And yeah, looking at those damage numbers, you know, good spread from Ion, like the only exception there being Darred,
Yeah.
you know, who was just on a killing spree. And yeah, like looking at the JGX side, those Novas, like yes, Dargor did 382. I'm just not sure of the wisdom of bringing something that's so energy reliant on a really hot map
Yeah,
like
and as I
Terra.
said, Extreme Alex gets focused first, so he went down pretty fast compared to other mechs and wasn't able to do almost anything. Moving on to the top number 3. So GGX now have enough tonnage to go for their favorite ER Lash Laser strat. So right now they have Direwolf on ER Lash Laser, Hellbringer on ER Lash Lasers, 2 Nigers of course on Gauss and 4 ER Lash Lasers. Surprisingly, Wolverine isn't ER Lash Laser, it's like 3 larges and some mediums. Hunchback is also, as far as I remember, Laser Vomit. Stuff like that. While Ion goes for a great variety, so it's UAC2 King Crab, PPC Summoner, Laser Vomit Huntsman, like medium pulses as far.
AC2
Shadow Code, yeah, and
O'Neill.
2 dragons on UAC2s, of course. So, as you can see, GGX taking again their favorite position from this side of the map on those 2 hills right between Gamma and Epsilon, while Ion Synergy spreading a little bit more around the map and gonna start finding their openings on the GGX side. The problem for Ion is that Theta is being controlled by GGX and they have taken it like almost all the way on that bar, so Igor has to stay quite long in that point to capture it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even if you look at that Hunchback 2C with a micro pulse, it doesn't need to do a lot of damage. All it needs to do is just scratch
Yes,
the mech.
scratch,
And that's
keep
enough.
retarding. So right now we have also Ice Ferret capping Epsilon. Caps were a little bit in favor of GGX, and Igor Kozyrev wasn't able to get this cap back. He's pretty damaged, but nothing is critted out on him, so he still is with 7 medium pulses. Extreme Alex is a little bit damaged over there on 80%, but again, nothing too much serious. So Insurgy again just goes around, tries to find some angles on GGX mechs, while the fighting also keeps going over the middle of the map by lighter mechs. As we can see, 2 dragons. Yeah.
Well, does this come back to what you said about Eon previously, where sometimes they're a bit slow to adapt that strategy?
Sorry? I haven't been able to correct you.
Does this come back to what you've said previously about Eon, where on occasion they're a bit slow to adapt their strategy?
Well, here they don't really have to adapt. They just rotated these two dragons to this side of the map and King Crab, and they started to use their right mounted arm in order to get shots on GX Max. Qbert on his hunchback over the middle is very damaged, but again he didn't even lose a side torso. Dragor on the Wolverine also very low, getting focused right now. His CT is open, right torso open, and he was XL, so he goes down. And Qbert right now is going to die to the strike. Bash on his summoner is also very hurt, his CT is very orange, and Iceferret also working on this flank on that summoner in order to force him out of this position. And look at Eon percents on the max right now. Aside from one of the dragons, everybody of them is into yellow.
But I mean, you'd expect that from a top level team, like the ability to spread damage that way.
And here's one interesting part which not every team concerns during their plays. If you push yourself, if you play aggressively, if you just like force enemies out of their positions by like moving, you are able to, how to say it, like during the push, if you get one of your mechs damaged, you can always put it into the backlines and let other mechs to tank. While you're getting pushed, you can't afford that. You usually get one mech heavily focused by the whole enemy team who is pushing towards you. That's why Eon pretty much won us on during their drops, because we weren't prepared for them to be so aggressive on their pushes.
Well, yeah, I remember that match where they pushed straight through Frozen City, and you looked at it and gone, "Oh, we're running ER large, we're going to trade." Instead, they just went straight into.
That's what happened. So, as you can see, GX moved their Nigers closer to the middle, and they got instantly punished because Eon have much better DPS and more close range weapons on them. So, of course, those Nigers are the best suited for this place. So, one of Nigers goes down too. Another one is pretty heavily damaged. And again, percents on the on side keep dropping down, but they are still mostly alive. Funky loses his side torso on the dragon, but he's LFE, so he stays alive for a little longer, giving opportunity for the mechs to move up and start working on those Nigers. Looks like he lost the arm, so GX dropped focus out of him. Also, keep in mind caps right now. Eon is, by like sacrificing those medium bulls mechs in the middle, now are in the winning position in terms of caps. So GX had to go for this aggressive push to the middle if they wanted to get it. And percents keep ticking down on almost everybody, aside from probably that Iceferret, but he is getting focused by nobody actually.
Well, yeah, Pasha sitting there just popping out TPC.
Yeah, but
doing
he was
exactly
very hurt, so he
best.
couldn't aggressively support his team during this push. Iceferret looks like he's getting shots by Darret. Yeah, Darret takes down Iceferret on the backline. Pasha goes down, and now only very damaged Hunchback left, and Direwolf sitting all the way in the back. So again, look at Eon synergy percents: 55, 45, 45, 37 and 42. And I'm pretty sure that Shadowhawk should be XL, so pretty much Eon wins this by, as I said, moving a little bit more aggressively and being able to preserve their damaged mechs on those push. Actually, that Direwolf could have tried to sit in the back and prevent Eon from getting the bonus points for killing assault mechs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
But he didn't do it.
Like, yes, he got an extra kill out of it, but denying the up 4 bonus and therefore putting themselves in a better position in the end of the league table is probably what I would have gone for personally, but...
And nobody has seen that. So, yeah. Again, the red breaking 800 damage on his mech. Very impressive display by Eon Captain. Hardok on his summoner also doing a lot of job by trading those Nigers and Direwolf, I guess, on that summoner from that position. But so is great damage from some GGX players. Okay, moving on to the next.
Well, yeah, like.
Okay, let's pause. Let's pause. So what happens here right now? I want to talk about a little bit on the mech setup. So GGX again taking those 2 ER Lash Laser Annihilators, Niger, Summoner, Huntsman, Hunchback. So they again going for very long range on this map, expecting for enemy team to just like not even expecting for enemy team, they want to get enemies one by one, wing the whole body and try to focus fire on one target.
Well, yeah, like looking at this is exactly the same opening strat they used against 228 Blackwatch, where they just came out of the gates and just ripped the L4 apart with well-disciplined.
But thing is that then nobody really knew how GGX plays. Now everybody knows that this is their favorite strat, that they usually play it. So Eon just takes like a little bit faster setup and gonna rotate a little bit more, like find openings and go damage those mechs. Okay, I'm kicking the video. So first one who gets under focus is that on his Niger. He just gets like a little bit damaged. Then Eon switches their focus on Annihilators after that one. Just like taking the armor from them down. They weren't able to focus one particular Annihilator, so they're both at 80+%, so they're more or less okay. Also, they keep constantly dropping strikes on that supernova, so it's now down to 76%. So does Summoner, who is again rolling it to the open.
Well, this very much seems to me like the death of 1,000 paper cuts. Keep moving, minimize exposure, just put a few scrapes here and there, and it all adds up over time.
That on his Niger also got some more shots, so he's now very damaged into 58%. Strike misses, but look at how Eon spreading around that middle area. They just gonna have quite a lot of openings on GGX. So and Extreme Alex gets down straight into city by Lizzie on his Battle Master. Funky Cat on Supernova is he's very damaged. Well. He has CT open right now. Strike hits Igor Kozerev. He's also almost open in CT, but they're down Hunchback, and Niger is very hard again. And keep an eye on what Eon gonna keep doing. They gonna preserve their damaged mechs while letting us to trade for them.
Well, you notice how JGX pushed all the way on the alpha to alpha push, and then basically just had to turn around because Eon had faded away and completely removed
also
sidelines.
Look, Eon just sent their lights a little bit towards Epsilon, but then backed them off, further like denying any sort of spread from GGX from that point. And finally Data goes down on his Niger. The remaining 6 mechs of GGX are relatively undamaged, but they have already 2 mechs down. That's quite a lot in those trading games. Also, they sent one light to Sigma to cap it, and so did Eon. They sent it Hardok to get Gamma. So caps are still gonna be in favor of Eon synergy after lights get those points. Darker on his Annihilator rolls up, but Eon keeps just focusing city on him. It's down into very orange and gonna go down relatively soon. Yeah, down he goes, so another one bites the dust for GGX. Huntsman also got CT open. Another Annihilator has one of torsos almost open. And Eon just keeps preserving their damaged mechs, allowing more fresh mechs to trade more aggressively. Kaspersky on his Wolfhounds goes to try to get one of them, but he gonna encounter the red over here. And Eon using those 6 medium pulse Wolfhounds, which have higher alpha than 5 medium pulses, allowing to beat them constantly on one-on-one. And again, another one of Jigix mechs goes down, and they are in a very dire situation where they have only fresh cheetah and 3 damaged trading mechs. Again, look at how red the whole Aeon team is. Funky Cat on his supernova is still alive, by the way.
The only one who's got no damage is Harlock, and just the ability to spread damage as well as they did is
If that
amazing.
Artishita would run up a little bit sooner, he could have done something to those mechs, but he joins this fight a little bit too late after capping that point. And Eon sends them their lights to finish the drop on the right side over Epsilon. Also, Jigs are using Hell machine guns. I don't know why they're using it, because according to a lot of tests, Hell machine guns are still suck compared to normal machine guns.
Well, particularly clan ones.
Especially clan. So two lights are just tearing Summoner on over Epsilon. Other mechs of Eon just gonna help that Summoner with the Cheetah. Cheetah is already at 48% and it seems he's lagged, yeah. So he's not long to live. And only that Huntsman with damage city is left for Jigix, so again, great damage spread from Eon. Look at percents.
Yeah, so looking at these damage numbers, yeah, Lizzie,
Yeah,
in that
you're a little bit
7 or 8
ahead of me,
damage.
just like 5 seconds.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We failed.
Okay, let's pause some damages. Just a second. So yeah, this time Lizzie has the highest damage from Eon's side, and he's on Battlemaster. I mean, I was said that one-on-one those annihilators can kill that Battlemaster pretty easily, and I agree with that, but that's not an issue when you have a lot of other mechs trading those annihilators and then being unable to respond to all of the threats.
Yeah, I mean, I think those annihilators are at their best when they're holding and anchoring a point, like we saw JGX2 on the island, on Crimson.
Well, they were from the different side. They didn't hold, they actually just moved out and out-traded PHL annihilators on those builds. So, as far as the damages, it's more or less even for both teams, from 200 to 400 damages for the most part. So, yeah, nothing much fun.
Yeah, I do think Krasnopesky really died very early, comparatively. Knowing that the enemy lights weren't in the main engagement, I think he just got ambushed and just got caught completely flat-footed, unfortunately, and that's something he would probably be really disappointed about.
Okay, so as for the 5th match, I wasn't able to record it, so right now count is 4-0, but Jigix were able to take the drop 5. So we're just like showing the screenshot. So as you can see, same two annihilators, Yarla Chaser, Supernova, Niger, Summoner, Ballistic Madcat. So Jigix just set up in the upper city and straight up out-traded Eon in the game of like long range engagement over the water. Then they just moved up and cleared the remaining forces of Eon pretty much. So again, this time, as we can see, annihilators did over 700 damage each. So they're really good at engaging at slow, not fast moving targets when they can sit in one spot and just trade it's like very strong mech. But that wasn't the case with the previous game, unfortunately. for GGX. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much all for recordings. Do you want to go make a Mac Bag giveaway?
We should go with 24 hours premium time, I think. So be active in chat, folks, for your chance to win. And then after that, maybe we'll have a quick look at the table and what the results of today's match will mean.
Okay, loading the list. For some reason this thing started to take quite a while to load all the names. Okay, so there we go. 1 day premium time. Let's do this. Machin underscore wins 1 day of premium time. Just a second, let me write him in chat while you can advertise a little bit more on upcoming match. Dedachi, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. So the main thing as far as tonight's result goes is for White Def are basically playing for pride tonight. Phoenix Legion, from their point of view, need to maximise their points. If they can achieve a near shutout, then they could push as high as second place tonight. Eon already have first place locked down, but Phoenix Legion could take it very close. They could still feasibly go for third or even second unless White Def achieve a complete shutout against them. So currently Phoenix Legion are on 5,400 reputation points. First Jaguar Guards are on 5825 and Russian Jade Falcon on 6760, while Eon are in first place on 7530. So for those who may not be familiar, the main difference with MRBC is that there are different victory conditions for each drop beyond the usual, kill all mechs, win the capture points. If you, in drops 1 and 2, for example, kill a certain number of mechs, then you gain a bonus in reputation points. In drop 3, if you assassinate the commander mech while keeping your commander mech alive, you gain a bonus in reputation. And really, it's more about maximizing your reputation and also minimizing the loss of reputation you have in drops that you lose.
So yeah, right now we're going to have the last match in Division A, which is going to pretty much define which places each team gets. So Ion Synergy pretty much undoubtedly already got the first place. If Phoenix Legion gets all the possible reputation from this match, they gonna finish second, relatively close to Eon. If they gonna lose a drop or two to White Death Mercenary, they can finish on third place, allowing Russian Jade Falcon to finish on second. And only if they fail absolutely miserably to White Death Mercenary, which is very unlikely, they gonna finish fourth place behind Jaguar's Guards. So we're gonna go set up the lobby and be right back.
Yep, no.
Meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject. Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you. This is the
You're running out of time. Party camera is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU dancers as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to live, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Stroll. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... at 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates it's good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Roger, Control. 3 hours. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party camera is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU dancers as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to live, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Stroll. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... at 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates it's good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Roger, Control. 3 hours. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party camera is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU dancers as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to live, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Stroll. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
Pay attention to the paper doll. Make sure you guys are shooting the correct legs. Be careful of the collisions. I don't want to hear complaints about it. Work around it. Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. If anybody's running short, we're going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griff.
Sounds good. Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine Charlie nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill the f*** out, man, it's fine, it's just a 5-star.
Komm Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly,
Don't die.
guys,
15 seconds, don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow. Okay, go for Charlie, see if we can get it.
There, to your left is there. Sorry, shit.
So, jetzt gleich hinter die Indie-Pocken,
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on empty barrels. Why are our strikes up?
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you test over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin. Woo! Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie, Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurz Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums einleiten, wie ich das richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Lauft unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left. Charlie, a Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot.
Here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Deco. Tez on.
Go.
Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, you cross it then. Get in their face.
They got a highlighter, they just pushed up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta.
Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this.
Full pressure, guys, full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3. Get the fucking arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Cough. I got him.
Okay, go, B3, go.
Echo, go. Get over on your medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting. Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift.
So just let me know online and I'll
Yeah,
go.
right. Live.
Cool. So, you looking at the map chart at the moment?
Yep, map start open.
Cool. So, we don't really see any major surprises on Polar Highlands from week to week. It's, especially in drop 1, it's a very two-dimensional drop because there's no lock-on weapons, obviously. One thing we usually, as you draw, push straight across with a light or a medium. Maybe sometimes they'll have an Overwatch mech in that Hotel 9
Usually
area.
it's
while the other team
From this side
mirrors.
it's usually not the hotline, they usually can position it over hill like we did against Ion. But we have been doing trainings against PHL on the previous week, and we found out that if enemy team pushes, this trading mech is pretty much completely useless, so yes, we won't see it anymore. So usually you just want to set up all pushing mechs and just go straight into the enemy over the hill. But compared to Rubility this map is of course cold, so we probably gonna see mostly like medium pulses on Wolfhounds and like Stormcrow, Nova, probably Crab, something like that, Bushwalker of course.
What are your thoughts as far as what we might see duplicates of?
And no, like Wolfhound Mislings is pretty common duplicate for this drop. But overall, your usual setup for this map is like Bushwalker, like Stormcrow or Hunchback, probably Huntsman, just like your normal blue rolling mediums, and like machine gun lights from clan side. Urban mech very unlikely, usually it's just like some sort of javelin or duplicate of Wolfhounds or just one Wolfhound, stuff like that. So teams are almost ready up for the game.
Yep, just locking in answers. So this set of drops this week, Polar Highlands drop 1, Alpine Peaks drop 2, Frozen Sea drop 3, Crimson Strait drop 4, and Rubla Oasis drop 5.
Again, and as usual, one of players forgot his cool shots, so he went to install them. We're joking, he just got disconnected, so waiting for him to get back. While we're waiting, we can discuss a little bit on the recent proposed changes by PJ. They're bad.
Really? Do we really
They're bad.
do this?
That's all.
I think the consensus is that we're very happy that Russ chose to listen to people answering with their wallets.
Yeah. I mean, he stated that it isn't for pre-orders, it's just like for the, like, how you properly call it, media reaction of people towards this problem.
Yeah, there is a tendency from a lot of people to knee-jerk. And, ooh, Wolves is back.
Yep.
I just think with these changes, a lot of the time we have seen a tendency to overreact when it comes to changes. And when I say that, I mean, yes, some of the systems discussed need adjustment, but we're seeing adjustments going in too far the opposite direction. Take the small pulse.
Yeah, that was just incredible.
Yes, it needed to be adjusted, but I think they've adjusted so far now that it's a dead weapon system.
Yeah, like the only way you can see it is probably some sort of Arctic cheater, because he just like doesn't have tonnage for something else like medium pulses. So it's like it can be 3 small pulses and machine guns or heavy machine guns for this one, because they still have like DPS but nothing else pretty much. Alpha is low, hit isn't really that efficient.
Well, to be honest, with the amount of face time that people are using with heavy machine guns, you're almost better off using heavy lasers.
Yep. Okay, so PHL locked, waiting for White Death.
Beautiful. So I will make sure we don't have a radio cast tonight by checking.
Okay, teams are ready, let's go.
Beautiful. So I think one thing that's been forgotten here is that White Death know that Phoenix Legion are playing for a big win, and therefore that gives them an opportunity to maybe capitalise.
I don't think so. I talked a little bit with Soya during the MRBC. He just said that they don't have a lot of people really dedicated to competitive MVO because they don't see much reasoning to play it. So they just like kind of easy going for this one. Okay, no radio cast. I switched to it during the load.
The radio cast? Good stuff. Now
Yeah, it seems like it took quite a while to download.
So White Death, Firestarter, Javelin, Hunchback 2C, Twin Assassins, Arctic Cheetah, Wolfhound, and the Arctic
So
Wolf.
mostly SRMs from them, not medium pulses. On the Phoenix Legion side, we can see Mistlings, Wolfhound, Arctic Cheetah, Assassin, Stormcrow, and other Mistlings, Nova, and surprisingly no Bushwalker. Let's see how it works for them. Is it like 8 small pulse laser Firestarter? Come on. Yes, it is. Is Firestarter, by the way, 35 tons? Or it's 30?
Yes, 35.
So you can pretty much take the same loadout as on Wolfhound with medium pulses.
Yeah, the Firestarter 9S was the one that people used to run 5 million pulse on.
Oh, and it's actually...
But it has a bonus of being able to run jump jets as well.
And it's actually a 9 SRAM 2 Arctic Wolf, not the one we and Ion were using with like 4 SRAM 4 and 5 SRAM 2, which has no ghost hit also.
It's one of your favourite mechs, isn't it?
Actually I hated it, but I found out that it has almost same tonnage as Hunchback, so it's workable. I mean, it's the only light clan medium that doesn't have absolutely retarded engine size in it, and it's not fixed. Okay, so as we can see, White Death kinda staying at the back, dropping strikes on Phoenix, and here comes the push from behind.
Separated.
Yes, they focus. WDMC focused on the Stormcrow, but it just doesn't get instantly focused down.
Oh, I mean, he did say in all chat before.
Yes,
He was decoy.
Phoenix Legion focusing down the Arctic Wolf, down he goes. Next one goes Huntsman.
A-Rend going down 50.
Yeah, but White Death took down also Hunchback. Nova goes down. White Death winning by a little bit on this trading. So far 5 for 5, but Arctic Cheetah from White Death is very damaged. Apparently he isn't. Both of his legs are almost full. But it seems that White Death kinda struggle a little bit with finding a target to focus. And as you can see, both... Yeah, I think they focused Assassin, which was a mistake. As I said, you want to focus machine gun lights after you kill the mediums.
Agree.
So Kahabi goes down, his Arctic Cheetah. Will White Death...
But yeah, Cage Block sitting at 94% of this late in the game means that you can just rip stuff to shreds.
Down he goes, so at least White Death will get a bonus on this one. Javelin gets focused next, and only Wolfhound left. Which gets Flame Earth and won't live long, of course, under those 2 machine gun lights and 1 Wolfhound.
Yeah. And he's late.
So, usual first drop, nothing special, just straight up face-to-face combat.
And looking at these damage numbers, yeah, Like, nothing really notable besides Case, sitting at 307 damage, 3 kills, 5 assists, and sitting at 90% health at the end.
And 81 damage Firestarter.
Steve, Yellow M King Crab with 64 damage. Steve, Yellow M Decoy.
Yep. Okay. Let me update the...
Alright, so moving on to Alpine Peaks.
So... let me open
So I've updated the map strat.
Opening it up. So... Alpine Peaks. WDMC taking the drop 2, while Whiteless Mercenary gonna be on drop 1.
Oh, wait, right.
Well,
Phoenix Legion
we see how Phoenix Legion plays this one. They just setting up like a very wide fire line over this area, like 2 or 3 mechs get sent to this mountain, while the rest of them are just like kind of hanging around here.
Do you think we're going to see the ER large laser ice ferret again?
Most likely, yes. But was it? Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, if you remember versus JGX, that was a mech they used to...
Actually, wait a second, I failed the team 1. So, yeah, we haven't seen them playing from this spawn, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna like send 1 or 2 mechs to get Gamma and then to rotate towards this mountain, while the rest of the mechs are just gonna set up some sort of this fire line probably, and send 1 or 2 lighter mechs towards Sigma to get it and to try to hold it, while the rest of the team will just like position on these positions. As for White Death Mercenary, I don't know. Honestly, we have played with them, but it was on the other maps, which were very different because it was like Robilith first drop, Tertarma second drop, Caustic third drop. So I don't know what they're gonna bring to this kind of big open cold maps.
I can't see either team really just trying to play for caps. I think they'll both still try to play for control. Whether they mix that up if things start going against them,
well,
we'll see.
Yeah, my bet is that PHL will try to get Epsilon, Sigma, and Gamma, and then just like to set up a firing line and try to just kill WMC next. As for White Death, yeah, I really have absolutely no clue what they can do on this map.
Honestly, I would expect them to try and go for, we'll just change it to blue, that Kappa Theta Sigma ring, and have next going up to be able to put fire down on Gamma if Phoenix Legion go for it, but also be able to put fire down on mechs that are Epsilon.
As we've seen, this sort of like thinking turns out into some sort of brawl around Sigma, because the Team 1 can pretty easily get their hands on Epsilon and on Gamma, while Team 2 of course takes Gamma, and it's actually very easy to take Theta, because in order to prevent it from being capped you need some mechs over here which are very exposed to fire from this position and from this position, and from like not from these 2 positions, literally from this whole area. So it's really hard to deny these 2 caps from Team 2. And then of course the Sigma turns out to be the point which is like on the same distances from Charlie spawns. So both teams usually arrive there at almost exact same time. And actually both teams have different like sort of defending positions on it. So that's why this map is quite interesting, because usually you can just like take 2 caps for your team, but the 3rd cap is going to be hard. Either it's like Sigma, or if one team decides to go for like this side like Eon did, it's Gamma.
I guess I just haven't seen enough of White Death Mercenary Company play to be able to gauge what they're likely to do.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, they were using one tactics against us, but as I said, it was on very hot maps, and they used like very heavy AC2 UAC to spam. But they probably won't do it on this map. Probably. We'll see. Okay, so waiting a little bit for teams to ready up.
The joys of the waiting game. By the way, chat, I am sorry if I'm not talking a bit more than usual. I'm still getting over a chest infection, so...
Yeah, that's part of the reason also why we weren't able to make casts. Everybody was a little bit busy, a little bit ill, so... Also, by the way, Dai, is there any sort of games going on to next week? I think the teams from other divisions should be playing their last games, so we probably wanna...
That is correct.
So yeah, we're probably gonna try to record one and cast one again to get...
In Division C, as has been pointed out, there is 25 reputation points separating first and second place.
And they're gonna play?
Alright, just having a quick look for it now. There is one last match, and yes, it is between the first and second place on 16th of May.
We might cast that one, because it literally means that the team which wins 4-2, oh sorry, 4-2, 3-2, is probably going to be the first one in this division.
Correct. There's been a few withdrawals across the divisions this season, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's still made for a very exciting finish to that division.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit on overall how the season went, especially for Division A. Well, as I said, Tion Synergy pretty much undoubtedly the first place. They just like outplayed most of the other teams. The only team who was able to get some adequate wins against them was PHL, because, as I said, it's their playstyle usually what Ion struggles against.
Well, I mean, like you said, one of the problems we're facing up against PHL is that they have such a mixed bag of tactics that you don't really anticipate what the heck they're going to bring from week to week.
Yes, but as I said, Ion could have expected that they will bring Capstrat on Tourmaline, because PHL used to do it a lot in recent years. And they just weren't able to respond to that strat in time by their movements, by their positions and stuff like that.
Alright, so we have Phoenix Legion locked, just waiting on White Death to bring a few more pilots in.
Yep, so PHL, yes, they took some pilots, they did like 2 to 3 trainings per week, so they deserved their second place in my opinion. As for our team, we have been training we did only 3 or 4 trainings during this season, so we're, I guess, pretty much fine if we get on the 3rd place. As for JGX, as I said, well, teams know how to counter your long range strats right now. I will upload our last games against them, and you can check them out on MRBC website. And they started adapting, because we lost second drop because they brought Laser Vomit Linebacker and Laser Vomit Stormcrow and just pushed onto us, so we just kind of get messed up. But I was more or less prepared for that on the 3rd drop when we clashed on the upper city of the Frozen City. They had Laser Vomit, Clan Laser Vomit, Linebacker, Stormcrow, Hellbringers, Direwolf, and we had very, very, very tanky setup with King Crab, Double Dragon, Roughneck, Bushwalker, almost all of it was on AC2s, and they just weren't able to kill us up to their hit. We just like pushed onto them and just killed them pretty much. And actually was really surprised when I've seen that they just literally went full laser vomit, and like the only way we could have win this by just like pushing into them very aggressively. If we just standed there a little bit, we could have easily lost, because you don't want to trade with laser vomit on UC2s.
Well, I mean, one of the things that Data raised during his post-match interview, if you recall, was the continual struggles this season for a lot of teams to not just organise practices but also organise scrims.
Yep. So as for WDMC, well, yeah, guys are just like
just call them
white death. Yeah. So as I said, they're not like really try-harding into this one. I don't know even if they had any sort of training, so they're just like doing their best, playing as they could. And actually just like a big thanks to them that they're just keeping it up. And unfortunately Black Spikes weren't able to put up enough people to participate in this league, so as you said, Proton wasn't able to participate, some of their other pilots I know also weren't able to get into this one. But if they were, we would get like more and more interesting matches, because they are...
By the way, it's been pointed out by Krasnoversky that the score for White Death isn't updating on your overlay.
No, it's just, unfortunately, I can do nothing with that their like name covers that reputation points. It's like not 0 kills, it's just like behind their name. I will just switch their name to some other team to show how much scores they get, but they like already on the 5th place, even if they won PHL 5-0, unfortunately. So it really doesn't change much. Right now we're mostly looking on Phoenix Legion reputation points, because as I said, they can take like 2nd or 3rd place on this division if they like don't kill all max and lose some of the possible bonuses.
And I think, to be honest, Phoenix Legion will be looking at this season and going, you know what, this has actually been a really successful season. Not only have we shown that we belong in Division A, we've successfully welded 2 teams together, and we're competing viably against most teams.
Actually, let me check how much reputation they need to be on the 2nd place in order to get past us. So they need 1,360 points. Which is doable. Absolutely doable.
Mm-hmm. So we're still waiting on White Death to bring in their last pilot.
Yeah. And PHL is locked, waiting for one last pilot.
So I tell you what, let's do another 24-hour premium giveaway.
You have another code?
I do.
Let me load up the list. Yeah, for some reason it takes quite a while to download. Don't know what is the issue with it. Okay, finally it's downloaded. Here we...
And White Def have added on this extra pilot, looks like.
Okay, I'm running it. Kazun underscore wins. Another death preemptor.
Oh, Kazun!
And Ash was very close to winning. Again. Okay. So we're done with UA. Waiting for last pilot is back, so we're ready to go.
Yep, so we've got their pilots in, just waiting on them to lock. Alright, and that code has been sent off to Kazoo. Okay.
Okay, yep, ready for drop, let's go. So the tonnage difference is only 5 tons between the two. Let's see what they bring to this one.
Yeah, I actually think that drop 2 a lot of the time is more interesting than some of the later ones. Like drop 5, you know everyone's going to bring the biggest, baddest assaults possible, and a single slip up usually leads to a cascading loss. But drops 2 and 3 lead to a bit more creativity and strategic thinking.
And I mean, there is not so many good mediums right now, so you really have to plan what you want to take.
Did you want to go on the White Def side or the Phoenix Legion again?
Yeah, I'll go on White Death side. Okay, so
Alright, so
Summoner Niger-D. I wonder what it has.
Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles and get in your
It's straight up 6-year large lasers on this one. So Wolfhound, Huntsman, Hunchback, Shadowcat, Panther, and Hatchback. So we've seen almost each of these mechs. Up to
6ER large for Torn on the night gear. Summoner, 3 guesses what that's running.
PPCs. Wow.
You win a cookie.
We have gained Epsilon.
4ER large on the Hunchback 2C. 3ER large on the Wolfhound. 2ER PPCs on the Summoner.
Yep, so yeah, as I said, it seems that Phoenix Legion sending 2 mechs to get Gamma. Also, that Huntsman on White Death Mercenary has streaks on it. It's a large laser and streaks. Also, their Panther and Wolfhound has large lasers, so does pretty much every other mechs aside from Summoner. So both teams are spreading quite wide. And here we go, Wolfhound trying to get Zeta, but it gets shot by that Huntsman from the place. Also, Polycat took Sigma pretty easily. White Death didn't give it a fight over it. But Gamma is...
You've now got Level Lisk moving on over towards that side.
Shadowcat is gonna get hit by Strike, yes. Good job from lighter pilots of Phoenix Legion from this side. And it seems it's going to stay 2-on-2 caps for quite a while.
So, I mean, look at that Shadowcat on Azavizio, down to 79%.
He got striked. He's more or less fine. Strikes aren't as powerful as they used to be. So, Phoenix Legion have...
I think we're going to get a fight because Limitless is moving over towards Sigma, while Polycat is moving away from it.
He's not moving away, he's gonna to stay behind that hill because it protects quite well and allows you to prevent Sigma from getting easily capped. But Limitless seems to get it pretty easily. By the way, look at where Torn is going on his Niger. It's all the way on the left side of the map. And it looks like it's a really great position to prevent this cap from going on. But Limitless was able to decap that point. No, not actually. It's still very capped. I mistook it for Gamma. But Phoenix Legion has cap advantage. Despite having 2-for-2 in caps, they have more points right now. So if White Death won't take a single point, it's going to remain the same. Also, Phoenix Legion win their RC sheet and Ice Ferret from like Gamma towards this side, and for some reason White Death not taking Gamma yet. Because he's moving on his Huntsman, but it's going to take some time and he's going to be out of the fight for quite a while. And look at that push coming for that Shadowcat position, while there is 2 mechs down in Gamma. He smartly just jumps away from there.
They have resource point Gamma.
So very slow, very priced.
But yeah, this is very much a slow and consistent game.
And Aren't on his Huntsman is down to 72%. Probably his city should be very damaged. No, it's city and side torso actually. I don't think that it's good position for that Niger from Torn, because yes, he's preventing that camp from getting, but it's a freaking Niger doing nothing.
Yeah, it's 60 our largest that are literally being traded to occupy a single Wolfhound.
By the way, which button you used to get into mech? I forgot. Haven't done it in a while.
Oh, you just press 1 and you can get straight into a
You
mech.
can just press on his nickname.
Oh, and Limitless is coming in on Torn now.
Yeah, he's coming up, but Torn is undamaged, and he was trading at like over 1.5 kilometers range. So how much you get from? Yeah, so I'm good. Fighting kicks off over Gamma area, and there is four
Aaron down to 68%, El Rizzo at 83%.
Yeah, but
Torn
there
at
is
73%.
4 mechs of PHL to only 2 mechs of White Death, so they're gonna go down. And in my opinion, the rest of White Death team should capitalize on that and push right now.
Agreed.
So
And Kelsey and Huntsman for White Death goes down.
But they got cap advantage right now, and if they take Sigma, they will have
and
4
I think
caps.
Limitless is about to go down as well because he's been hit by 3 different mechs.
That Hunchback really.
Self-destruction by Panther.
But if they for some reason they're not capitalizing on Sigma, that might be a mistake because they really need those 3 caps right now. And
they were trying to, but Torn was still
it's come from
putting
his
scratch damage.
summoner moving towards Kappa, it seems.
I think Aaron is about to go down at 49%.
And now that Niger is just standing out there doing nothing once again. He's just too far away from the fight to do any significant damage.
We have Gamma.
Also keep in mind that
And it's a very static strategy.
keep in mind that they need to get kills in order to get points. So if they won't go for full 8 kills, they might finish in 3rd place in this league. And I will be very happy about it actually, because we're going to be 2nd.
Not that you're biased at all.
And that he was trying to take Epsilon. As I said, that not taking Sigma might hurt them very much right now. I think it was a very big mistake from whoever was on that hatchback who didn't take it.
Command confirming that
Now they're just like,
And we're back to a free cap.
and they're just getting pinned down and striked over and over again.
But yeah, Rabi Yaba, 42% no Hunchback 2C.
I think he lost side torso. No, actually, he's still on 4-year-old chassis, but one of side torso is very damaged. They really need to take Sigma right now. And good move from Scarf taking that Kappa uncontested. And Theta is just like one tick in favor of White, so I think it's a loss. They might.
Yeah, and the fact is, Scarf is about to be able to put shots on.
They might
the
have win
mix.
by taking Sigma, but not anymore. Kahavi is still relatively undamaged on his summoner, and he's working on that Niger of Torn, which is kinda damaged, but
31% on Rabi Yaba.
I think he lost his side torso finally. Yes, he did. He's very damaged. I already casting. Shit.
Ah.
Oh well. Here we go again.
Number 1 EU radiocaster.
I changed that name for a reason.
Well, I mean,
And
also
only
just to get
now,
Sigma
only
match.
now Vedas is taking Sigma, but it's too late. Now they just have to preserve their mechs, I guess. But also some of the mechs of Phoenix Legion are pretty much damaged. As Mount getting his torso down by that Wolfhound, and that full health Wolfhound on medium pulse is very painful on the late stages of the game. When mechs are damaged, it can just like go and get 3 or 4 or even 5 kills if he just like runs into them. I really think that Phoenix Legion need to push right now if they want to get all the kills. White Death won't expose too much, I guess.
And Torn goes for Limitless.
And it takes him down. And they're going for Epsilon, not...
Polycat kills as Visio.
As that full health Wolfhound really makes very painful at the late stages of the game.
And realistically, they need to kill all 4 of those mechs just to try and get as much rep as possible.
I'm pretty sure they have enough time to finish them off, even with 3 cups. Yeah, Polycat just like kind of baits White Death into trading with them, but actually really good mech preservation from White Death. Look at the healthless.
Polycat kills Code.
Oh, Iceferret almost dead from that strike. No, he's fine. He still has 1 large treasure in city. Yeah, radio cast memes.
Yep, there we go. And it's 2 more
last
kills.
mech goes down.
1 mech left.
It's such a shame why they didn't took Sigma earlier on. They
definitely could have put
they
way
could
more
have
pressure.
enough caps. So let's take a look at the damages. So yeah, that will help.
Polycat, 606 damage. She did a lot of carrying there. Torn, 466 in that night gear. I think I agree with you that his position there would have been better off being done by something like a Hunchback. Like occupying a heavy in that position where it really was doing nothing but scratch damage. Didn't really do a lot for the match.
Yeah, sorry for the cast, guys, but as Lizzie said, you should have used your imagination. Oh, well. Moving on.
So you're going to assault tonight?
Moving on. Okay, let me update the score. White Death took 4 kills, as far as I remember. So we're moving on to drop number 3. It's going to be Frozen City Conquest, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. Just gonna need to do something.
Alright, so drop 3, we're going into Frozen City. I'm just going to set the drop up.
Back.
Alright, so I've set the lobby up, set the map straight up as well.
Okay, actually, let's just like probably shortly, briefly give what we've seen on our time picks. So PHL took Sigma, Epsilon, then they sent it like 2 mechs over here and contested Gamma for a while PHL had like this sort of fire line at the beginning, which later on changed into something like this sort of firing line. PHL had this Night Gear sitting all the way over here for pretty much the whole game, not allowing to take Sigma easily and just working on mechs of White Death over here. Later on, the Phoenix Legion just pushed with 4 mechs from these positions and killed 2 mechs of White Death over here. And then the remaining mechs of White Death just got pinned over here by that Night Gear, by Summoner from this side. Medium Pulse Wolfhound came here. The remaining mechs were stationed over here, and then they just like pushed from all the sides and pretty much surrounded White Death and killed them all. Moving on to the Frozen City. So, as we've seen, the current meta, let's say, of this map from Team 2 is just try to straight go for push into the upper city with medium to long range deck. Just like force, if like Team 1 tries to set up this sort of long range positions, they end up to being caught by the push over here or during the crossing over here. Well, this team able to just push from this area over here if they're stationing over there, or they can just push straight into the open into this position. So far I haven't seen any sort of other play on this map, but as I said, GGX yesterday just stationed their medium range laser vomit over here in order to like just face the push coming from this side, which actually
worked out better for you guys because you were able
we
to
just had too much
use building for cover.
Yeah, we just close up and pushed, not allowing them to cool off, and we just were too tanky for Clan Laser Vomit to kill all that fast. So this time Phoenix Legion is going to be dropping on Team 1, aside from the previous drop on Team 2, so I don't know, they might try to just go push over here, or they can just try to push from this side, and again if they see White Death trying to set up on this position, they just can still roll straight into them over the open, because there's plenty of fast and tanky mechs which you can use for that kind of strategy right now. The only issue is, of course, very slow 100 toner you have to take with you. Usually, of course, it's Direwolf or King Crab on Daka, usually, or on the large lasers.
Yeah, like we haven't seen the Atlas used a lot this season, and for good reason.
In lower divisions,
like it's
yes,
too
it's
tall.
used, but yeah, it's just completely underwhelming compared to the Daka you can put on Direwolf or King Crab.
Agree. And the other thing with a King Crab is that if you've got Night Gears, for example, with it, they can shoot over the top of it.
Yeah, cheeky strategy. Yeah, and Krasnopersky PM'd me in Discord, but I have notifications turned on right now, so I haven't heard it. Yeah, I really need to check this before each drop.
It's okay. I should probably remember to.
Yeah, I mean, we were just like Resident Sleeper from how long it took to get ready for the second drop. Yeah, and somebody chat wrote it's like 920-30 radio translations of some games. So, quite interesting setup from PHL with that Niger all the way on top of that mountain. As I said, it had like too long range to deal any meaningful damage, but at least it's hard to kill because it has some armor to it. And it controls that side really good, so on the heavier drops you can just like take some sort of Battle Master with 900 plus optimal over there, which will be like more useful because it will be able to deal more damage.
I also think, like I said, something like EL Large Laser Hunchback would have been a better mech to put in there because it's got the speed that it can reposition if it needs to.
There's like not really much way to reposition from there, to be honest, in first place. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that position used before, so again, quite interesting from PHL. Actually,
alright, so it's 351 and PHL locked.
Actually, I've seen that Nigeria there on training from them. It didn't work out, but they still went for this strategy against WDF. So after this drop, we're also gonna go and give away what we're gonna give away. MRBC? Die?
Yep, we will be doing a mech bay giveaway after drop 3, and then at the end of drop 5 we will handle a giveaway of 1000 MC.
So the PHL are up and locked. All players of WDS are also in lobby, waiting for them to set up and go for the drop.
Yep, well, the rules say that teams have 15 minutes to handle between drops. It is a commonly accepted courtesy by a lot of teams that you want to try and get ready as quickly as possible just so the matches flow.
And the games take already like 1 or even a little bit more hours, especially when you have like those long range trades going on. It just really tires you out very fast. It's not like a big issue in quick play or faction play when you trade against not very good players, but when you do it against competitive people, it gets hard very fast, and it's sometimes up to 4th or 5th drop you will be already very tired because just because that you have to be like on high guard for the whole time of these trades, which happen for like 10 minutes or even more.
No, I mean, the other thing I'll say is that having seen them in drops 1 and 2 so far, say what you will about White Death, like they've shown that they do still belong at this level.
Yep.
Like there is a vast gulf between the current DivA, the EU, and any other.
They will be like, I don't know for sure, but my bet they haven't been practicing, so. But if they had done that, they would definitely go on level with other teams of this division. It's just like their decision not to put much effort into this season and just like to play a little bit more freely. Probably just and I mean, it's absolutely understandable. We also had pretty much the same with our team on the previous season because we just didn't have enough people, so we played with whoever we could assemble for it.
Well, I mean, yes, you said yourself, having pilots from Black Spikes in your team for Worlds.
I mean, like, that's a little problem of our clan that we have like 8 or 9 people who can play on this level, but of course for various reasons not all of them are available at the time when we need it. So we have to take some people from side.
Okay, and we're launching.
And I'm switching to game overlay right now.
Good stuff.
Not to forget. I'm going for PHL this time.
Horace? One thing I did notice beforehand was the fact that there is a 10-ton difference between the two teams.
Again, it is like more or less significant on the first drop, but 10 tons on like second, third, and furthermore is almost irrelevant. Teams are still gonna bring pretty much same max. Okay, so it seems we have very long range deck from Phoenix Legion this time, compared to what they usually have been bringing to this map. The only two outstanders are of course those 2 Assassin 21s, of course on SRM Force I believe. Like Air Large Laser, interesting build on Hunchback, 3 ER Large and 5 medium lasers for like better trading.
But look at that fast group from White Death who's going to catch Sigma.
Niger. Okay, what do they have over there? Oh no, why you take this one? I mean, I have used Article of A on 2 ER PPCs, but Flamer SRMs, what? Okay. Linebacker is on SRMs too, and Assassin is of course also on SRMs. Theta being captured by Assassin from Phoenix Legion, and they're most likely gonna roll towards Kappa at some point. Trading already goes on with those UAC2s. Zinjo is diving like a man with his UAC2.
Dabbing like he's a big subscriber?
Yep. And it seems that the whole White Death teams is focusing him down. Yeah, he's down to 72%. And as I said, look at White Death, they're just like rolling through this upper city, which is, as I said...
Yeah, like you called it before with the fact that if you are playing
actually,
long range and you're
they
on
have
that mountain without...
walk to spam and ballistic direwolf and some rolling max, so there's no air lash lasers from them. Okay, Zinjo seems...
Zinjo 65.
Just his arm. Oh. One moment. I just got Windows update notification popped up. I wonder if he's Excel or not. If he is, he might have some trouble later on into the game. And as I said, look at White Death damages. Because they're pushing, they have been able to spread damage across all mechs quite equally, while they have been able to focus that dragon pretty hard. And brawling group from White Death is coming up, and those assassins are just rushing into Direwolf in the pipeline. That Direwolf is just like dead already. He almost got one shot and down he goes. That's part of the reason why taking Direwolf is a bad idea, because it's just too sluggish and too slow. Okay, Zinjo is down to 37%, he's very hurt. And he has structure open. And he goes that brawl push from White Death also. Working on that Niger. Down he goes, but linebacker is pretty much hurt. Assassin's also rolling from the back, taking down Dragon. And again, Phoenix Legion kinda surrounding White Death.
But they are not going to get the bonus.
At least. Obergear getting focused next. Zinji is still alive on his dragon, putting up some damage. But he's probably gonna go down. and it's gonna be a 5-on-5 situation left. But the thing is that White Death has more brawling mechs on their side right now, and that assassin is relatively undamaged. And Dragon.
Well, yeah, let's just been darting in and out.
And they really should have finished the Dragon by that point. And Phoenix Legion just getting a little bit better focus, I guess. Not even pointing any attention towards that assassin. Yep.
Much closer than before,
Of course, because they had relatively same setups and executed almost the same strategies, but in my mind, White Death just got too spread out on the push, and they just allowed...
Agree, and the other thing is, once they'd gotten them pressed into that valley, they should have pulled back slightly and just waited for
heavy mechs
PHL to
yeah,
pull out.
heavy mechs to get closer.
So, end of round scores. Polycat, 627 damage. Zinjo, 557 for the White Death side. Rabiava, 397. Kahavi, 506. Ko and Somao in their night gears, 468 and 592 respectively.
In my opinion,
so
yes, in my opinion of what White Death could have done, they could have just faced those two assassins with their UAC2s and just kill them instead of sending their brawl straight into that almost suicidal operation towards the main body of PHL facing them. They get closer, they killed a couple of mechs over there, but they were very hurt after that, while assassins of PHL just like murdered 2 or 3 mechs in the backlines of White Death and then just moved on pretty undamaged. So no bonus for any of these teams. White Death again get 4 kills. And we're moving on to the drop number 4, which is going to take place on Crimson Strait. Okay, let's open up map strat for a second. So the White Death Direwolf died all the way over here, as far as I remember.
Yeah. Basically, it was left behind in the push, and
yeah, they just didn't saw those assassins. They were just like hanging around over here, and just like them, they went over here, killed the direwolf, moved on, killed like a night gear over here, then a dragon over here, and that's just like 3 of your heaviest mechs getting killed by 2 lightest mechs of the enemy, which you don't want usually to happen. Then, as I said, White Death, while they were pushing, they had like 3 close range mechs over here getting focused by like 3 or 4 long range mechs of PHL from these positions, while the rest of the mechs were just kind of moving over here, not dealing too much damage to these positions. What they could have done, just as I said, like hang out a little bit over here, send those fast mechs to get those assassins and to finish them off. Like move those UAC2 mechs in order to prevent those assassins from escaping, and after killing them just turn over here and just from all the sides push into remaining forces of PHL, which were on like air large lasers for the most part, and they wouldn't be able to do such much damage as UAC2 spam that White Death had on their setup. And how the fight ended, as I said, just the mechs of White Death were more damaged, and PHL did really great job with focusing down the more like easy targets rather than focusing on assassin as White Death did.
Yeah, I mean, I also want to point out here that Steve LRM King Crab, your name is a lie. You were in a Hellbringer. Yeah, false advertising.
Okay, so now we're gonna go and do a mech giveaway. Just a second.
Yep.
Okay, loading them up. Okay. Switching to it and setting off.
Nice. 72 viewers at the moment, which is great for a Sunday night.
RKS underscore Phoenix wins the McBay. Let me type to him in chat. Okay, message sent.
Okay. Okay.
Like that. Okay, so let me check again how much points they need. Yeah, so basically they need right now. Actually, wait a second. Yeah, they need just 360 points in order to get second place. So unless they're miserably losing one of the drops, they should be fine. Okay, so let's get to Crimson Start, I guess.
So, what do you think we're going to see this time around? Because this is where things went unstuck a little bit for Phoenix Legion against JGX.
Actually, I won't be surprised if like Phoenix Legion will try to do some sort of push over the saddle with like, I don't know, something. Or they can.
But you don't think they're going to make that?
I mean, yeah,
hold on D5
they can do that again too. That, I mean, that's like usually your casual strat. You just like set up over these positions, trade with some X on the island, with some X over here, but it seems like meta is shifting a little bit from that sort of slow-paced trades towards more aggressive pushes by like ballistic medkits, annihilators, on even UAC tools or stuff like that. As for White Death, I don't know. I haven't seen them playing this map for once. They also can just like go for the normal strat, send some probably lights to get gamma, stuff like that, or they can just like go for some sort of crazy push towards this area. We'll see.
Like, to be honest, looking at what they've bought so far, they have a fondness for night gears.
Yes, so they might just like go towards probably even island with the whole setup, just like try to get Epsilon, Sigma, Theta controlled, and Kappa of course, and just like control them from these positions, stuff like that. Probably some move over here or here. We'll see. That's why it's probably the most interesting map, because I really don't know what teams can bring over here. So does PHL. They don't know how YDS gonna play this map, because like against Ion and against GGX, you can kind of expect that they will just from this spawn they're gonna like set up mostly on the island and leave some forces like over here and on top, and probably somebody over here of the lights. But from YDS, you just don't know what to expect. Okay.
Yeah, I think
yep, both teams
are locked.
Okay, let's go.
That was fast prep.
Which is good. Is switching the overlay.
Cool, you've got the in-game source. Right, do you want to start off on the Phoenix Legion or what website?
Oh, camera. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now something is happening with my camera. It just got crazy. Just a second. There we go. Okay.
Dual annihilators for and the same for
UAC 2 from Phoenix Legion all the way. Niger, Dragon, all on UAC 2. And it seems, yes, they're pushing saddle. UAC 2, Hatchback, UAC for AC2 Bushwalker, and my camera is still crazy for some reason. There we go. There we go. And we have RTC2, looks like he's just going to hop on that mountain, no matter what he has. Small pulse.
This is an interesting build from Kuroku. 2 AR large and then 6 AC2s.
Yep. They've seen it from Lizzie actually. Actually, yeah, now I recall the YDS have trained with Ion, as far as I remember. And look at that.
Garvey and Polycat having a very inconsequential fight over.
I wonder if YDS spotted that push coming from the saddle.
Well, there's a UAV up.
Yep, and it seems that Phoenix Legion haven't spotted it yet. Yep.
No, there was some fire going in.
Down. Yep, looks like what they spotted, they're just rolling away from that saddle right now. Do they have enough long range actually to contest with it? PPC, LBX 10 Warhammer, it's probably XL, AC2 Bushwalker, Niger getting strike into his face.
Ooh, nice strike on Ko.
Dual Ultra AC10 Hunchback, wow. I haven't seen that in a while. So yeah, that just goes from Phoenix Legion with those UAC 2 annihilators. That's just crazy. As I said, meta is changing pretty hard. And SAS Mount on his annihilator just get caught off into the water, so he probably gonna get focused. But what is gonna...
Agree, like you can see him
backpedaling through. But Wedes has 3 caps right now, which is very good for them. If they will be able to handle to just stood off against that UAC 2 spam from Phoenix Legion, they probably can win. Zinju again getting focused pretty hard on his dragon. But he's fine.
Yeah, look at Koku down 60% already.
And turn on his annihilator pushing, he He probably gonna be the next primary. El Rizzo, Koya on his Niger getting focused. Sasmount finally gets noticed by the max. Lights of Wedes are getting onto the flank, working on that hatchback.
El Rizzo,
Yeah,
44%.
he's probably gonna go down pretty soon. Kurk on his annihilator is pretty much intact. He has lights rolling towards him, but he's AC2 large lasers actually.
Oh, okay, I'll be getting a
Or
back shot.
Phoenix Legion just goes straight into the water. That might cost them. They have lights flanking from the top part.
Yep, I think Scarver's about to go down in the hands of Kavi.
4 damaged mech from each side, but no kills yet. Everybody's just preventing their mechs. Finally, Scarf goes down.
Yep, Scarv goes down.
Second annihilator probably gonna go down for Phoenix Legion.
Sam out goes down. Torn, yeah, next,
lights,
as you said, both
lights of
annihilators
Phoenix
down.
Legion finally starting to work on that annihilator. Soy is also very hurt on his Niger. Lights are just rolling.
Both
Ginger
annihilators
is
for
just,
Phoenix Legion of the
Ginger
White
is
Death
just
down.
working his way on the dragon again. Aaron goes down. Crazy fight.
I think Wool is about to go down in the 9 kid.
Hood gets down, and here we have only 2 lights left for Phoenix Legion, and White Death is gonna take this one, most likely.
Barring a complete another miracle, yeah.
Wow. Crazy play by both teams. And Zinji is going to be the last alive for Phoenix Legion. Of course he won't stand against 4 almost undamaged mechs, and he lost his arm. Wow, looks like we just got a chance to get second place. Good job by White Death.
I'm not sure if I did it to benefit you, really.
No. And what do you need to get a bonus on this one?
You need to kill all the heavy and assault
So
mechs for you.
no
So,
bonus also
because
for
Rabiata,
Phoenix Legion.
yeah, so because Rabiata is still up.
And they
Phoenix Legion don't get a
didn't
bonus.
preserve their assault on the previous one. So yeah, next drop is going to make things very even. Wow, crazy game. As I said, the meta changes. And yeah, again, I just have seen White Death Phoenix Legion trying that UAC2 spawn, UAC2 push against us on the training, so I knew they might do it again.
But I don't know whether White Death had an inside line on that.
I doubt they did.
They were ready straight away.
No, they just had almost perfect setup to counter it. And they just went get those 3 caps and forced Phoenix Legion to push into them. And of course, damages are just crazy because there is so much fat mechs on this one. Like Bushwalkers, Dragons.
So, the Bushwhacker and the Night Gear for White Death being top damage. Ko with 666 damage. Avizio with 618 in that Bushwhacker. But I really want to call out Kahavi and Lemilus because they managed to get themselves into a position where they could just get perfect back shots on both United and just take them out.
PHL lights went a little bit faster. Instead of trying to go for that cap into straight up brawling the Annihilator, they might have turned the tides, but unfortunately for them, it took them too much time. While White Death lights were already killing the main body of PHL lights weren't doing the same. Wow. So let's see how much points they got.
Rubelite Oasis.
And now we're moving to the next drop. So Phoenix Legion gets only 100 reputation from this one. Which means they need 260 reputation from the next drop. Yeah,
From Whitecaps' perspective, they're just sitting there going, yeah, we
yes.
just need to roll
Again,
them a
if
bit more
PHL
rep.
loses drop, they finish on the 3rd place. If they win, they're gonna be on the 2nd place. Even if they won't somehow be able to get the bonus by killing all assaults.
It's definitely made for a great way to watch the end of a season for it, because we've streamed quite a few of Phoenix Legion matches this season, and every time they've given us entertainment.
Yep.
And it's just nice that we've been able to live cast at least one match from each team that's participating.
Yeah, we unfortunately weren't able to cast any of Whitecaps matches before, for like various reasons, because there were like other matches going up. Casters weren't available at this time, but now we finally, and that was really great match from them. That's yeah, I was really surprised. Like
that was very disciplined.
Yeah, just
they
like
just
instant
immediately
reaction from
faded.
they were able to get those annihilators from that reach almost instantly, as I have seen that push coming.
Alright, so do you reckon we're going to see low ground push on Roulette, or?
Well, Roulette is like very interesting match for combat, especially for that very, very, very heavy drop of the 5th MRBC week. Just a second, let's. Yep, map strat is up. So, what we have seen from PHL on the previous time, they were Team 2. They set up a very, very wide line, like all the way over here. They had like one assault here, one assault here, one assault here, another assault somewhere over here, something like that. And it was against JGX, and they just used their lighter assets of 2 lights and linebacker to push onto one of these lines, while they pushed with their assaults from other directions and just kind of forced, broke that setup in order to receive full push through the middle.
Well, and the thing was, they lost the main fight, but because they managed to win the light fight, they managed to control the map enough to win it on caps.
But despite killing all the mechs, they lost their lights, so they were left with like only annihilators and Niger, as far as I remember, and Phoenix Legion lights were able to win by caps. So.
And they also managed to keep alive one more or two City denying the bonus.
Yeah, this map is quite interesting, to be honest, because usually for this drop, what you can do, you can just like push like we did against Eon and caught them on this rotation of this part. But this push can be countered by wide setup of this sort of firing line, just like from all directions. While you're coming up, you will be shot. But again, this strategy can be countered by pushing onto one of those flanks. We had a game, and like a lot of crazy stuff can happen, because in our game against JGX yesterday, what happened? They were Team 1. They sent 2 lights over here, and we had 2 lights linebacker moving here, and we had our whole like Niger and 4 assaults moving this direction too. Their lights just kind of baited to our lights, and they just ran out onto that absolutely crazy fire line and died almost instantly. And then we just like pushed with all our mechs from this side and from here, and just like killed them because they didn't have lights to respond. So yeah, this map so far being very interesting to play and to watch, because there is so many different angles mechs can push up. You can like do a concentrated push, you can do some sort of a spread, you can do like split push from 2 directions or stuff like that. and I really hope that PGI will get this map into competitive rotation, because it's really interesting and well made. If not the freaking invisible walls, this map would be probably one of my favorite maps in MW right now to play in comp.
I think there's been legitimate concerns raised about, you know, invisible walls and invisible hitboxes, as there are on a number of maps. And I have grave concerns about the new map, and A, the fact that they've openly said it's a system hog, and B, just how many things that will be broken in the see on it.
Like Solar City, because it seems to be that it's really city, not a fucking open area in the middle like earlier cities. So probably finally Brawling, Max and Quick Play will have one map they can vote for when they see it.
Alright, so Phoenix Legion unlocked.
Okay, so that's pretty much, this match right now is just like defining match for who is going to win on this, who is going to take second and who is going to take the third place on current MRBC season for EU Division A. Yeah, so Phoenix Legion already have more scores than Jaguar Guards, but they still need to get 260 points in order to pass us in terms of scores.
Alright, and we've got everyone from White Def readied up, but no one's saying ready.
Okay, so waiting for White Def. 20-ton difference. Again, not very significant when you have 4 souls and 2 heavies in your drop. Let's see.
Launching, both sides have said yeah, but ready to go.
And switching overlay. Yeah, Liz is saying Annihilator shooting lights, but he was very damaged and probably he would die if he just poked the main body of PHL. Okay, so suddenly everything turned into a very tension match between PHL and White Death. Oh my god. Okay, let's see if they will win them in Macquarie Online. Come on. Your large laser supernova. PPC summoners. 2 PPC summoners. Oh, come on.
For White Def, a Night Gear again from Co. Same out in Nala 2A, Koku in Nala 2A as well.
Another Gargoyle from Phoenix Legion also. Of course it's heavy and mediums, and ballistic medcat. So mostly long range setup from Phoenix Legion. And on White Death side we have Laser Vomit and Daka. Oh my god, if they will be able to approach Phoenix Legion carefully without getting shot, they might win this one pretty easily. Actually, is that UAC 2? Oh, it's AC5s actually. So
the 6AC5 one is absolutely revolting when it gets a chance to just lay down.
Yeah, consistent fire. It's like a good compromise between.
Good strike on rubber.
You can just sit over there. And I think the White Death took the wrong direction to go. They should have just went middle with that setup. And they're gonna get PPC fired from those summoners pretty heavily while they're approaching.
Yeah, look at the fact that Rubber's already down at 76%.
Yeah, better idea from them.
Annihilator at 77.
Yeah, my bad that Whitedeath unfortunately already lost this one. They just did too much damage while approaching. You just can't go into open unless you have full long range on assaults and heavies on this map. Jesus Christ, come on. Yeah, and like almost all mechs of Phoenix Legion are relatively intact, while we already see crew going to 65%, and those lights are again going to tear those slow mechs from behind. Same mistake as on Frozen City from Whitedeath. But at least it's now Annihilators who can shoot back, not the Direwolf. Kossi is getting into the middle. He lost both of his arrows, by the way, on that medkit. Good focus from Phoenix Legion.
Polycat down to 56%.
Rabajaba goes down.
And Marauder 2C goes down.
Yeah, Whitedeath just like a little bit falling apart, it seems.
Yeah, the push is stalled.
Yeah, they got splitted up by their mechs pretty heavily. RC Cheetah fighting in the middle, 2 mechs down in that reach, unable to fight. Annihilator was on the back over here, who gets just taken down by Misslinks, it seems.
Zinjo goes down on that Mark 2B.
Yeah, but that won't change much, I guess. Yeah, but this.
Yeah, Kossi about to go down.
Still putting down some damage, but yeah.
And he's sticked, so. But for sure, they put some hurt out on Phoenix Legion, but they just haven't done enough.
As I said, they completely missed the way they needed to go in order to make this push work. But they still have those lights alive. Working on that summoner right at the moment. But one of the Wolfhounds getting elect. Cheetah seems to be stripped arms, yes, he just goes for the cup. Oh, and unfortunately turned off. No, there's this one, sorry.
Yeah,
Cups.
So when you consider that they still have their lights up, they're not going to have winning caps.
That's what I was saying before, that you can use different strategies and one of which counters another, and that was the worst case scenario for Whitedeath when they had Phoenix Legion taking almost exclusively long range and just putting insane damage on that roll by Whitedeath.
Well, I mean, speaking of alternate strats, if you look at Twitch chat right now, assaults with ATMs, that works only in NA because higher skill region.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, look at the Steve damage in this game. 900 damage from PPC Summoner on such a hot map because he was shooting constantly on those Annihilators, pushing into the open.
Well, if you look at what he was using, he had ER smalls on that mech as well.
Yeah, but I doubt it was a big issue. So,
but yeah, unfortunately they lost the second they chose their initial
just a second, let me check the most interesting part. PHL should get win bonus 8 kills, and Whitedeath got only 1 kill from this one.
Yes,
so
correct.
Let's move to the final score. 1450 reputation for Phoenix Legion. Just a second, and yes, They won us by 90 points. So 90 points.
4. Well done
So
to them.
yeah, so final score for final, I'd say even results for Division A MRBC Season 10 will be Ion Synergy takes first place, Phoenix Legion is on the second place, Russian Jet Falcon on the third place, First Jaguar Guards on the fourth place, and White Death Mercenary on the fifth place. So yep, that was. So yeah, as I said, White Death, despite like not doing a lot of training, they still very good team who can win drops. But like the fifth drop was just like exactly as I said, they just didn't practice this map. They choose the wrong strategy, not even strategy, the wrong way to execute their strategy. If you take more like short range duck, you can just go on top of the reach and expect enemy not bringing long range in order to counter it. And that's pretty much what happened. So let's do a quick giveaway.
1000 MC.
Yeah. Entering names. Lizzie saying that map is unbalanced because they did the same strategy. And they also lost with it. But we just had the same spawn yesterday against, and the winner is Growly underscore again. Each name of the winner today contains underscore. Rigged.
Conspiracy.
Okay. So let's quickly get into map strat, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, what Phoenix Legion did, they just like used the perfect strategy to counter that sort of high push from White Death. They just set up fire line. They had like summoner here, long range assaults over here, another summoner like closer somewhere over here. As far as I remember, they just punished everybody who was walking over here. What White Death could have done, they could have tried to go for this sort of push from the beginning of the game. They could have tried to go for the push we did against JKX. Yeah, you can like with that push you can try to force enemy from this cup completely. Like then you can send light towards like Gamma. You can try to some sort of cup game. So like when enemies see all your mechs, all your heavy assets moving towards like this side, they will completely abandon Kappa to like set up some sort of this firing line. You can like hold one light over here and send to Kappa at this moment. So there's like a lot of strategies you can play. Again, Liz is saying that of course if you go over here and get caught during this rotation, you get killed. But as I said, you can try to push from this side, you can try to push from this side, you can try to push from the lower part of this side over here, getting much closer than from this side where you're getting shot. But I guess that I can agree with Lizzie in the point that this team has more covers over this area than this team has over here. Of course, especially in this side, like only very fast mech can move over here without getting shot from this rotation. Also, cars on this side are way better than on this side for trading over the center of the map. Okay, so did the guy answer you in chat? Guy?
I have not been contacted.
Okay, then I guess we do reroll because we can't wait after the last drop.
Well, I mean, the other thing is we can just do an extra giveaway during our DivC match.
And let's reroll it.
No worries, then, yeah, whoever wins, congrats.
That was kind of close. Grinning Wolf 83, no underscore this time, is the winner of this giveaway.
The curse is broken.
Finally. Okay, Grinning Wolf, sorry, not the greener.
Alright, so we'll see whether Grinning Wolf contacts me or not.
Ah shit, I mistyped him for the third time. Already getting a little bit tired.
Yeah, didn't you say you've got the net being shut off in an hour?
There we go, this is name.
Grinning Wolf 83.
Okay, so if he doesn't appear, we're just gonna leave that code to the next stream. So be sure to come to us, and we're probably gonna do 2 1000 MC giveaways.
Yeah, correct. So thank you very much as always everyone for joining us. I realise we gave very short notice that we were doing this cast. We will publish that we're doing the match on the 16th much more in advance. So that should be interesting. Join us for that because it's only 25 reputation points separating first and second place, and first and second place are the ones fighting.
Okay, and I think we're gonna end our cast hit for today because we don't have anybody to introduce this time. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to stay for upcoming casts of the next week because lower divisions are still finishing their second games against each other. And thanks for watching.